With the 77th overall pick, the Denver Broncos picked up another Iowa Hawkeye, which is their third in just as many drafts. This time they go into the secondary with Michael Ojemudia. Almost all the snaps that Ojemudia took for the Hawkeyes were an off zone, which is what the Broncos really like to do under Vic Fangio, but there are some traits that can lead to a solid press. Over the last 2 seasons, Ojemudia has taken 755 coverage snaps, and only 115 of them came with him playing press. He flashed there, but the lack of experience is clear and will take time to grow. One issue that potentially leads to issues playing press in the NFL is the tightness in his hips. That does lead to a change of direction issue, which also leads to being very limited with man coverage. When it comes to Ojemudia, he is a fantastic tackler, which he has to be for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Like with Vic Fangio, tackling is not negotiable for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Ojemudia also had good production and coverage over the last 2 years with 6 interceptions and allowing a passer rating of 55.6 in 2019 and 66.5 in 2018, while allowing just over 50% of targets thrown his way to be caught. One great aspect of Ojemudia's game is how well he did the farther away from the line of scrimmage he got. He was one of the best deep ball corners in college football over the last 2 years. In 2019, Ojemudia was targeted 33 times, 10 plus yards downfield, and allowed only 8 of them to be caught. He added 10 more forced incompletions there, and those are fantastic numbers. When looking at the number of catches he allowed and yards allowed over the last 2 seasons, Ojemudia allowed an average of 10.9 yards per catch, which is actually a good number compared to other drafted corners. The final stat to look at is yards allowed per coverage snap, which Ojemudia had 0.7 in 2019. Of corners that played 50% snaps in the NFL, only 5 corners had a lower number, but of course the NFL is a different game than college. A perfect fit into the scheme that works so well in zone coverage, where he can keep the plays in front of him and comes up and makes the tackle. This pairing of team and prospect makes a lot of sense. There are concerns about his game, and Ojemudia may never be an elite corner in the NFL, but he has the potential to be very good and start day one for the Broncos on the boundary, which is where they're needing help. For Mile High Huddle and Sports Illustrated, I'm Eric Trickle.